talk. Today's trial. Alright, so I guess I tell her she kind of seen it because it's behind the wall. Could you take a look at this? You? Yes? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, but thanks. She didn't even look at it. You have to brew the leaves long time for rich flavor. We pre-infuse the leaves with steam before brewing. I knew it, so that's the secret to the aroma exquisite. Anything I'm spending here is wasted time. Yeah, no, we can't do that. Why does he say there's something with this photo? I don't have a photo. There's only this photo. If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. No, you can't. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime. I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. You went there. That's when I took this photo, yes. You were running full tilt. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Mister. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't going to have it disregarded again, but you lied. The way you get it disregarded is lying. Just like that time. That time? Oh, now she talks about it? Oh god, this is so badly designed. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. When you present the actual things with SL9 on it, or you present that with SL9 on it, and then the game, like, they talk as though, okay, now we can talk about SL9, and then there's no option. You present the items with SL9 written on it, you don't have the SL9 dialogue option. You present this, which has nothing to do with SL9, and then the game gives you the option to talk about SL9. You can't tell me that's not bad. You can't tell me that's good game design. That's not good game design. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We are nothing to them, disposable. Yeah, they murder you when they don't need you anymore. Disposable to who? To whom? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Oh crap. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. You extrajudicially murdered someone. The only problem was they never did find decisive evidence, not a shred. Nani? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence of a sort, made up evidence. Nani? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those. Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly, Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined, and then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's where we are after now. Oh, that's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us! Wait! Those lunches you sell. There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Star's old boyfriends, how many does she have anyway? Thousands! Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, Rookie. Nani? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. Salisbury steak lunch. I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Oh. Received from Miss Star. Excellent for putting Officer Marshall in a good mood. Miss Star! Officer Marshall, is he your, are you his... Are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Is he cold? Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We are putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Ah, this game is so badly designed. This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please! Huh, wasn't that? One steak lunch, please! No, oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe! Now is no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Don't give it to him. Actually, it's not for sale. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. No, now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. The criminal, you mean? You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? Yes, we don't need a flashback. Jesus, this game. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't going to fill my belly. Wait, don't leave! If you want to know more, head down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. It's Marshall. He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. It's Marshall. Marshall's the suspect. Okay. February 23 Detention Center Visitors Room. Still, I do feel better about things a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Maybe they did. Yeah, I guess they did. Best not to go too far down that road right now, things will just get confusing. Ween. What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was the perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. Oh. He's owned. He got framed. Get wrecked, Meekins. Hi, greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. We don't need a flashback. Why would... Officer Meekins, so you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report. No, he's the suspect. What are you doing? Why are you so stupid? No, sir, how should I say this? Wait, he isn't, is he? No, he is. You, Officer Meekins, you didn't, did you? Why do you have a loudspeaker? What's wrong with you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir. What? Nani? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. Can you see the ID? He's saluting in the ID the same way he's saluting here. Look, the game, it's only the story that's bad. So really, I don't know. Like, there's still like funny little things like this. Whoever's writing the story though is doing an awful job. Alright, let's talk to him. The day of the crime. The characters and the story are kinda bad. Sir, I'm a patrolman with general affairs, sir. Sir, stop saying that. Oh, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, and so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room. That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Yes, it's Marshall. Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person. What the heck is this guy doing? Yeah, exactly. Oh, did he put his hand on the cactus? So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. I don't know what he's supposed to be. Like, what is this? And when I came to, I was here in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his hand. Just like Miss Sky, but on the other hand. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. Well, apparently not first thing first. I don't mean to pry, but you're the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. I'm not looking at you with anything. If you have to label me as a perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim. What? I would, but you happen to be in detention and alive and well at that. Ah, yes, well that's true, so I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. Can you not just talk normally? Who wrote this drivel? And who designed this character? So you didn't know him. Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. This... Bandaged hand. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, don't you think you should just confess? What are you doing? He didn't do it. What is wrong with these people? Who wrote this story? But sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do. Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. When the detective pointed that knife at you, and the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were, huh? Then, when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir, all alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What, like... This is so stupid. I can't even fake the surprise or anything anymore. Like, there's nothing surprising. It's just like, what? There's no surprise! When I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? No, I don't care how you felt. The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. We have to get something more out of him, right? Officer Meekins, this is for you. No, don't do that. Eek, I'm scared of knives, sir. It's okay, just wanted you to take a look at it. That's it, sir. Last night, sir. That's the one. I was an apple, sir, in my dream, sir, and I was being peeled. What? On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacting to the knife, but I guess he's been through a lot. What the fuck? Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? I'm sorry, sir, really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir. He's passing the buck, Mr. Wright. It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. Do you think you could take a look at this? ... Hey! That's it, sir, that's it, that's it! That's what? My head was blank until this very moment. Again, I don't know why. I'm just showing him random stuff. I mean, I figured, okay, you were talking about Goodman. This is Goodman, right? And there's no reason why this should have such a big reaction from him. But sir, now I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct, that card was the cause of it all. Why would you forget that? It doesn't make any sense. This ID card. Exactly, sir, that's exactly it. Just speak normally. Nothing could be more exact, sir, nothing. You're wasting time. You could have said that in one word. I'd better pry into this a little deeper. Crime details. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a little... You have to go through that again. Lots of the patrolman, lots of the lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. So I entered the evidence room and I asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show you his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. Nani? So I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now. I'm not flustered. So I whooped and leapt at him. Well, that'll work. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him. Do unto others before they do unto you, my own father's words, sir. That's not bad. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir, everything went white, then I awoke, I was here. Right. So is there security footage of him jumping in and stabbing the guy? Reason for arrest. So Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. There's security footage, that's why. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman. And the victim, whom he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. Yeah. Except there's security footage. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh. But you still ended up here. Of course he did. He's the only suspect. They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly. No, but the videotape is quite clear. Why? Why are they so stupid? I just said there's video evidence. And now the story is like, surprise! There's video evidence. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that, you stupid writer. I knew that. Yeah, videotape. From the security camera. The crime I swore to stamp out. It's there, it's me, it's on the tape. And you waited until now to tell us this? You need to be told? I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge, I don't deserve it. No thanks, I have my own. Well, guess we better go check out the crime scene. Okay, so this is good. They actually tell you to leave and go check the crime scene. Alright, so we're gonna do what it tells us, and we're gonna go check the crime scene. Alright? Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives' desk. It's Police Chief Gantz. And you're sure this is all? You know what it means if there's anything missing? Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats. Under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away, deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The Chief of Detectives looked a little flustered. Aha, righto, my boy. How have you been? Swim much? What are you talking about? Oh ho ho, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Exactly, why are you? Alright, let's talk to him a little bit. Is Edgeworth going to be okay? Why would he know? Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boys since last year. You mean the incident on Court Lake? It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seats, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, righto? We don't need a flashback. Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. Yeah, well. But in court you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. You fixed it? Wait, I didn't do anything wrong, he did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of a turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. Nani? It's downright odd, I tell you, the detective getting killed on their turf too, I mean. They being the prosecutors, I assume. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time, that's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. There's a case right now and you're withholding evidence. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets, can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives' trap shut. Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier. Ah, you saw that. Whoops. I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Alright, what am I doing here? SL9? I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Sorry, Righto, I'm through with that stuff through, I say. Go find that guy who can't seem to sit still out there, the busy one. The guy who can't sit still? Does he mean Detective Gumshoe? Either him or the dancing blue badger. Oh, the blue badger. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Are we supposed to get him to talk, or are we... let me just assume we don't need to talk to him. Evidence room beyond the door. The door is closed. No, we need his permission to get in here. Right? Okay. Wait. Security footage. Nope. Can't get for security footage either. Entrance? Criminal affairs? I need his permission to go into the evidence room? Evidence? He refuses to look at everything. He tells us to find the guy who can't sit still, but the guy who can't sit still isn't actually outside. He said the guy outside, the guy who can't sit still outside, but he's not here. What? I wish this game was better, but it's not. It really is not. Is there anything else? What? I know what you want to say. You're gonna tell me how she has one just like it. What? Me? Why would I? I know, sir. I know I'm the only one without a girl with the matching badges. What? No way. I'm alone, all alone. Is that so wrong? What are you talking about? Life isn't all about high school sweethearts and youthful romance, sir. What are you talking about? Is he talking about those badges on her coat? What is he talking about? Jesus Christ. Ask Mr. Edgeworth. knives. Unless we really are going to go to Mr. Edgeworth. No, we're not. We're not gonna go to Mr. Edgeworth. What is going on? The cop's not here. The guard tells me to go to the evidence room. We can't actually go into the evidence room. We need permission to go into the evidence room? Oh, sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the Chief of Police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. Oh, really? They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here. Of course not. Well, except for this. He has evidence? He has new stuff? What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21. Better make a note of that just in case. A half-written document dated 2/21 can only be submitted to the Chief of Police. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. He just got new evidence? 2/21, lost item, ID 5, and then he was gonna say 55-9, but he crossed it out. Bruce Goodman. Oh, this is his ID. Item lost status report. $221. It's the day he died. He lost an item the day he died. And then you get permission to enter. Adventure games. This is about as bad as the worst adventure game I've played. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought that the day would come when Wright asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. Now, Righto. Actually, I'm sorry, I don't need to investigate after all. Righto, please, do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. Okay, sir, can I borrow $50? So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content, not knock yourself out. It just goes to show you never know until you ask. And for you here, you can borrow this. Hey, that's a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir, it's an honor. You just run along and do your best now, later, folks. Okay. Okay. Haha, it looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? I think. Just think, a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir, because we're going into the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the go. It is. You talk to the chief of detectives, and he gives you a note, a note that's completely unrelated to anything you know about. And then you go back and talk to the chief of police. You don't mention the note he just gave you. There's just a new dialogue option. It appeared. It's bad game design, man.